getting after each other. And then the next year, he's my head coach. So it was a quick turnaround, but that man believed in me to the fullest.
Well, Devin Booker dropping 30 points in the finals and showing some love to you. What does that mean to you on the biggest stage for him to acknowledge that?
Well, we visualize this moment in every workout because, you have to give players hope. If players don't have hope from a coaching staff or from a coach, they kind of die in their skill and their ambition. And I'm just so happy. He's a great basketball player. He's a better person.
So one of the things he talked about is you guys playing one-on-one and teaching him his spots on the floor. So when you saw in Game 2 him going on spots, take us through that.
Devin Booker right now, certain spots we masters, and these spots are lit up. D-Book, I'm sorry giving away our strategy, but this is it. He's going to get to those spots every time. And the great thing about getting to your spots, when you do it over and over, we have so many ways and we develop so many counters to get there. How many times can you get there? We call these activation zones. Activation zone is that elbow, because that weak side defense have to rotate if you get it there. So he's going to constantly hit his spots, different ways to get there, different shots from those spots. And the game is sometimes behind you, Coach Mitchell. It's not always at the rim. Side step, right hand should be left hand unless you jump past that right shoulder. It gives him the window because Lopez doesn't contest with the left. We call that drill work, Chris. You're just there like a coach, just putting a hand in the face, and D-Book can do that all day. But he has a patience to his game, and he has a maturity to his personality and his character that allows him to be great. And he loves to work. He will call me at 9 at night, 10 at night just to go to the gym and work out. I will always meet him, and somehow he had the key to ASU practice facility. All of us breaking and entering, but we ended up inside of there, and we just worked all night and visualized planning these moments.
It's not B&E if you have the key. Now, we do have X marks the spot all over the floor. So take us to some of those spots that you showed Book. Sam, look at these different areas. Earl, why are these so effective on the floor?
Well, Coach Mitchell can tell you this. When you play in the league and you have great coaches, you kind of still and you develop. UB Brown created these spots. He created the corner. He created the wing, and the elbows and the midpoint. I put in the X with the slide. I put in the X's at the elbows and the midpoint. But these were the only places we could shoot at for UB Brown. And our offense was ran only for these spots, even counters. So as the game developed and me being younger, how can you get there off the bounce? Because maybe we used to be pinned down. Coach Mitch would be right here. Oh, then you come down, you pin down. I hit him and I'll slide away to the other side. We used to do that. We don't do that anymore, right? We do pick and roll basketball. So D-Book pick and roll basketball, high screen and roll. He can come here, as you've seen in the tape, and he pulls up. But if they take that away, he can attack. And when he attacks right here, what does he do? Step back, sometimes go, pull up right here, and he has his fade. Anything in the paint goes. You have anything in the paint for floater, layup, dunk, driving kicks, up and under. This is all free. But these spots is what you hit. And a couple of times we'll see D-Book. I think he's excellent at the elbows. I think he's superb at the post and the mid post, and there's X on the midpoint. And he's always going to hit. What do we see? D-Book come this way. If he goes right, he's going to come back left. You can snake it with the screen and roll, and then you can attack, and he's great finishing with the left. And CP is opposite, Coach. CP, everyone wants to send CP left. He's going to get back to his right. So you might as well just send him right so your weak side don't have to shift on that baseline, right? Because you set a scene, Chris, set a screen for me. CP's going to come this way. Teams are going to send him left, and he's going to snake it, and you're going to roll to the rim. And now that whole defense is shifting, right? Just send him to the side he's going to get to anyway so they can keep that weak side defense stable in the paint. And that is what Devin Booker has developed. Even if you see him get on the perimeter, he's going to back you up, he's going to hit, and then he's going to hit a spot, and he's going to attack again. He's phenomenal at seeing layers of basketball.
I want to end this segment with X marking the spot. Sam, you haven't shot a ball in 2 years, but you a pro. Show them how it's done, baby. Show them how Coach scored 77 over in France. Oh, game!
Went like a book.
Hey, we can trust Sam Mitchell in the clutch. Thanks for breaking that down on Devin Booker.
It was to score points. That was my job. And I had a system for scoring. And I was not creative like Spree or even Earl. And so I had an analytical approach to the game. I had 9 spots on the left, 9 spots on the right, 4 spots from the front of the rim to the top of the key, constituting 22 spots. And that's where I wanted to get my shots every single night. And so when I see the court, I don't see the baseline, I don't see the foul line, I don't see the top of the key. That's what you may see. But what I see is a grid. And that was my grid. And that's my game was built within that grid pattern. And that's how I scored my points. Is based on those 9 spots on each side of the floor, and there's 4 spots there.
Would come up with great shots.
To Bernard King, put the shot up, it counts!
We knew he was going to that spot. The 18,000 fans knew he was getting to that spot. Nobody could do anything with this man.
Bernard going with a long jump shot. On a shot by King! 2 seconds to go!
Right, and so you can do all these moves beforehand, they don't matter. Eventually you're gonna get to a spot, you're gonna raise up and shoot. So doing that shot thousands of times got me so comfortable with the shot that I can shoot that shot anytime. There's nothing you can do about it. And if you shoot a shot thousands of times, I can change the trajectory anytime I want. I can flatten it out anytime I want. You can be in my face, it's not gonna make a difference because it's on autopilot.
It's on autopilot.
You know what I'm saying? So like no matter what happens and transpires here, whether it's a jab step or a crossover or a double, it doesn't matter because when I get to that spot and I raise up and shoot, I've done it thousands of times. That's in the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it all comes down to that shot.
Dribbling the ball up the court and I'm looking for my spot, game over.
McGrady at the buzzer! Yeah! I don't believe it! I don't believe it!
All those people who left, they're driving home in their cars right now wondering what were we thinking?